Hey everybody, it's Matt Pritchett with the Cowart team. I'm here with my buddy Matt Shelton-Ide, and we are going to take you guys on a tour of the Fan. Matt's a realtor at Nest, loves the Fan, has lived in the Fan, works in
Office
the
is in the
Fan.
Fan. Yeah.
Right, so lots of cool stuff to share with you guys. All right, Matt, so what is special about the Fan? What makes it stand out to you?
Oh man, I feel like the Fan is probably, you could argue it's the coolest Richmond neighborhood. It's definitely the most walkable, the most social, and it's just beautiful. I feel like if you Google Richmond, Virginia, odds are some of the top image search pictures will be of the Fan. It's classic Richmond architecture, and it's just cool. It's just such a livable neighborhood.
Absolutely. And do you want to tell people why the Fan is called the Fan?
Well, it's because of the shape of it. It fans out like a fan, so starts pretty much down near VCU and then ends at Arthur Ashe Boulevard. And it's a little bit of a fan shape.
Now, you've lived in the Fan.
I have.
What areas in the Fan have you lived in?
So I first moved to the Fan when I attended undergrad at VCU. I guess it was like 02, 03. My first Fan place was, I rented an apartment on West Avenue, which was like a block from VCU, super convenient, but also cool. West Avenue has its own mayor. It's just its own special street.
I didn't know it had its own mayor.
It does. So at the time, the mayor was our next door neighbor. So we lived at 1102. They probably hated us because we were like probably one of the handful of renters on West. But lived there briefly when I started VCU, and then I moved to 2600 block of Hanover. Lived with my brother, still a VCU student. And then I moved to 415 North Mulberry, like a block away from my Hanover place. And I loved it. I had 2 kids there, one of them literally in the living room. I did, my wife did, she did the hard work, but I was there. And yeah, I spent, I don't know, a decade plus almost 2 decades, something like that, in the Fan.
So the Fan is full of a ton of hidden gems, and we're in one right now. Matt, do you want to kind of tell us where we're at?
So yeah, we are in Scuffletown Park, which is a free public park we've got Strawberry Street, Stafford Park, and Stewart. Obviously you can see it's, people's homes, and then it's just this well-maintained park. In the middle of it, it's popular for families, people who live here, a bunch of college kids. And on Tuesday, I don't know if they still do this, but on Tuesdays at sundown, they used to do like a concert series. I think that kind of like made it even more popular, which just like people come with their acoustic guitars or whatever and just play little shows, and it's a chill little spot.
Heck yeah.
And there's garden plots where people can sign up and have their own city garden if they live here.
Absolutely amazing. So Matt, if someone is moving to Richmond and they want to live in the Fan, what can they expect as far as like house prices or types of homes available? Yeah. What advice can you give people?
Well, one, get a good job.
Yeah.
Start saving your money. I actually checked it today just because I was curious, but currently the listed homes, single family homes in the Fan, the median price is $945,000.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. And then for multifamily, townhouses, condos, the median price was like in the upper 3s. So it's not cheap. And that's definitely gone up. I think when I was here, my wife, her father at the time had bought their place for like in the mid 3s. I remember when I used to live on Mulberry, we were trying to buy our place from our landlord for like 2 something, and we didn't want to spend it because of the amount of work it needed. So it's definitely, as the market's gone up, I mean, this is the most popular Richmond neighborhood. So with that, it's going to be the most expensive.
Absolutely.
But if you get in, it's just pretty unbeatable.
Yeah, it's a magical place for sure.
Yep.
Now, there's lots of cool like shopping, dining, all sorts of like entertainment in the Fan. What are some of your like favorite spots? Like if you had to tell people, definitely check this out.
Oh man, well I used to get this question all the time because before I got into real estate, I used to own a couple stores. One of which was in the Fan, a little vintage shop. So I am partial to that area. It's questionably in the fan, but on Addison Street, when Strawberry Street crosses Main, there's a little pocket with 3 shops and a great coffee shop, Lamplighter.
Okay.
I love that because it's a little pocket of things. But yeah, you've got the classics. You have the classic places that you have to go. Like when I would get people to come in my store and they'd be like, "Where do we go?" I'd always say, you got to go to Edo's. You have to check Kuba Kuba off your box.
Okay.
And Joe's Inn, like there are places like that.
Classic.
And then to me, I've started to like compile a mental list of like what I'm calling new classics.
Ooh, I love that.
Thank you. Yeah. So I think Uliveto is one of those places for me. It's just such a good spot. I love Stanley's. Good vibe, great cocktails. Amazing cheesesteak. I think it's like one of the best food items in the city of Richmond. And then what's another one I had? Uliveto, Stanley's, and this is not that new, but I love Heritage. Heritage is just such a great place. But then yeah, same deal. You gotta go to 8½, get a pizza and pasta, sit in Scuffletown, have a dinner. Go to Baby Park across from Kuba Kuba. Get a cafe con leche or lemonade or limeade and just sit there with your kid. It's just like, yeah, there's so many awesome little nooks. You can just walk out your door and walk 3 blocks and see if you find a place.
Yeah, the walkability in the fan is unbeatable. There's everything right there at your fingertips. Just a bike ride a few blocks away.
Right. When I meet clients who are fortunate to be in that price range, I definitely tell them if you can, like it's a place you need to check out because it's just the livability is off the charts. Especially I get a lot of like retirees that are like considering like a move back to the city from the burbs, and I'm just like, fan or museum district, which is very similar. Just so hard to beat. Well, on that subject, what would you say are your classic fan spots, and then what are your new classics?
Classic
nominees, basically.
You named a lot of them, right? Joe's for breakfast. You can't beat their big breakfast or like their spaghetti dinners. New to I really like where we went for coffee this morning. We went to Idle Hands. That was delicious. I love all the little bakeries in the fan. There's just tons of little spots to pop in.
Well, then I will say this. One of the challenges, I actually was thinking about this question myself, is like there are so many places, and this is what's so great about the fan, is there are so many places that you can list off that you don't want to leave places out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I could say Sticky Rice is a classic. Like who hasn't had a drunken bucket of
totally
tater tots?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's just so many.
And I guess like 821 Cafe and Dynamo, they're both like in the fan, amazing spots to check out.
Right. And in any other neighborhood, Dynamo will probably be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Which it should be probably for the fan too. But.
Yeah. So we're currently on Monument Avenue. Which would you say Monument is kind of one of the like borders of the fan or like close to it?
It's debatable. I would say pretty much broad. So I include Grace. If you live on Grace Street, you're in the fan. But it's pretty much, it's toward the fringe. And it's like its own separate beast. There's like, I live in the fan and I live on Monument Avenue.
Which is probably one of the most famous streets in our city.
Right. It's for sure, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
But it's a great street. I know when I lived here, this is like, or even when I didn't, now that I live in the north side, I still will drive to my old place and I will run down Monument. It's good on my old man knees. Easter Parade, it's huge. You have the Monument Avenue 10K that comes through this. It's just, it's like a big touristy sort of attraction that's just a road. But also like, come out later today and there may be people like laying in this grass. They gotta cut this grass. But
having a picnic,
getting some sun. Yeah.
I've seen people playing cornhole out here. It's a really cool thing with this big median. I know anytime I have the opportunity to drive down Monument Avenue, I just take it because it's just so pretty. There's so much cool
You always take the pretty route. Why would you go Broad Street?
Yeah.
Why drive past the Lowe's when you can drive past these houses,
Absolutely. And I feel like there's always not as much traffic on Monument except for maybe Sundays when church is in session.
Right. Yeah, it's beautiful. You have this kind of cobblestoney vibe. And I know for me, when I do my runs, obviously I work in real estate. Half the time I'm stopping to take pictures. These houses are insane. This is this is dream home. I mean, the fan houses to me are dream home. You know, $945,000 is beyond a dream home. But this is just different level, you know?
Absolutely. There is some of the coolest houses in Richmond on this street. So everyone's all about the vibe these days. So like, what is the vibe of the fan?
Oh man, well, it's kind of it's a mashup of vibes, if you will. I feel like most people start their Richmond journey in the fan. Typically they go to VCU. And then if you're lucky enough, you end up in the fan. Maybe you can afford it. You're a doctor, you're whatever. So yeah, there's this weird mix of like youth and honestly money, but it's not a stuffy money in my opinion. I'm sure there are, you know, some of that vibe too, but I feel like when people move here, they know what's up. They're not choosing to move out to a gated community. Like they want to be in the mix. They want to live in one of these houses with, you know, a Garnett's or bars around. Like you can't be but so mad at noise and stuff when you choose to live near, you know, walking distance bars. So yeah, it's a great vibe. It's you know, full of culture. It's full of energy. It's social. Like one of the things for me that I loved that was different from where I live now, but in the fan, you sit on your front porch. You don't necessarily, I mean, obviously people have cool backyards.
That is a thing in the fan, right?
That's
front
the thing.
Porch culture.
Yeah, you sit out, like you want to be here because you want to be around people. So yeah, to me, that's a great vibe where if you want to see who's, you know, your neighbors are and what they're up to. And yeah, to me, it's just unbeatable as a social butterfly myself.
Yeah, it's really cool to see, I guess, the mixture of people that are in the fan, and it brings a really cool energy. And then all the public art, like the murals that are just throughout the city, but there's a ton of them here in the fan. It just makes it a really lovely place to work and live.
Yep.
So we were talking yesterday, there's all these little quirks in the fan, like we were talking about driving, right? Like driving in the fan is just a unique experience. It feels like there's some of their own rules of the road. What other little quirks or like something people might not know about the fan?
Oh my God, that's a tricky one. Well, one, you know, this is a city neighborhood, so as pretty as it is, like you can't get but so mad if someone drunkenly pees on your house at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like and I think that is kind of a thing where like, especially maybe some newer people are like, oh, this is a beautiful neighborhood, which it is, but it's just like, yo, you do live in the city. So that, you gotta know your parking situation, especially if you're a visitor. Pretty much Meadow, which is that way and back, you gotta have a fan parking pass, which if you live over there, you can get. But if you don't, you know, you got to know if you go to Cuba in the middle of the day, there's a 1 hour parking limit right there. Like, don't get too comfortable because they will ticket you. So just knowing the parking situation, knowing that, yes, this is pretty, but this is a city neighborhood. Don't be pissed off that there's noise when you bought a house, you know, a block down from 3 bars. I mean, it's off the top of my head. That's kind of like some of the quirks, I suppose.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, thanks so much for taking us on a tour.
God, it's my pleasure walking with you in the fan on just a random morning.
I mean, any morning with 2 Matts is a great morning.
Exactly.
If people want to buy in the fan,
right?
What should they do next? Like, what should their next move be? You're an expert on this neighborhood. Yeah. Give us some advice.
Save your money. It's going to be a big down payment.
Yeah.
2, call a lender, preferably you.
Let's get a plan together.
Let's get a plan together.
It's going to be competitive.
It's going to be competitive. These are higher price points, so it does eliminate a ton of buyers. But when people come for the house, I mean, these are dream houses for people. So you are competing oftentimes against a lot of cash. And it's not going necessarily 30K over, it's going 100, 200K over on some of these houses. So be prepared financially, call a lender. Hopefully you give me a call or slide into my DMs. Matt Local Guy on Instagram or
yeah, give us all your
information. So Instagram, that's kind of, you know, I'm big on the social media. Matt Local Guy, Matt with 1 T. Or you can be professional and call me 804-980-1284 or Matt with 1 T at nestrealty.com if you're an emailer. But yeah, it can happen fast. If you've if you've gotten yourself in a position where you can buy a house like this, I know you can get people pre-approved in a day or two.
Yeah.
If they're prepared to, have everything ready. And then, yeah, these houses will list on a Wednesday and they're under contract on a Sunday or Monday. So it all comes quick and you got to be ready because, yeah, these are dream homes and, you can't sleep when you're trying to buy your dream home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So look, know what you want.
Yeah.
Work with a good local team who's going to help you build a competitive offer and be prepared, right? It sounds like.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, dude.
Oh my God. Thank you, Matt.